Hi friends, it's Julia. I'm here to share my January 2017 Counterfeit Kit Challenge kit, Out with the Old, and Layout Share. So this month, the Counterfeit Kit Challenge blog put up an inspiration kit from Kaiser Craft, and it was just released this month called UBUD Dreams, U-B-U-D Dreams. The colors were soft aquamarines, navy, white lacy patterns, mosaics from Morocco. I didn't go with any of that. I went with more of a green color scheme. And I added 16 papers in, primarily from, the bulk of the papers that I added in were from an older basic gray collection that I had. It had been in my stash for quite a while. I don't remember, let's see. It was from, this is a branding strip, and it was from 2010. So as of this month, 7 years old. So it makes me feel really good that I got it used up with this kit this month. So of the 16 papers that I initially started with, I have 0 left, none. All I have left are scraps. So here are the paper scraps that I have left. Now I did go into my scrap bucket and pull in one piece of paper. I had one, this one that you can see these little paisley prints on. I had a sheet of that in my collection, but I needed to add a border around another photo. So I went into my scrap bin that's right beside my desk, and I actually found another piece of paper from the same paper. So I grabbed that and cut a piece out from what I needed and left the rest in there. So that's what I have from paper, pattern paper. And then this is what I have from my 4x6 mat stack. And I used quite a few out of here. Didn't make a dent in it hardly, but I did use quite a few. It's not quite as tight as it was, so I did get some good use. This one from KI Memories, this Autumn Flowers 6x6 paper pad. I feel like I got a lot of use out of this one. I didn't use everything in here, but I did use quite a few sheets of paper from here. So I love this, and it will go, both of these stacks will go back into my stash. Of course I have my mist. I used those a couple of times. My border punch I only used once and on a very small piece of paper, and I love, this is my favorite all-time border punch. And I have my stamp set left, and I think I only used this once as well, maybe twice, but I think only once. So those are like the bigger things I have left tool-wise. Washi tape, I didn't use up any of my washi tapes that I added in, but I did use all of these at least once on a layout. Then as far as embellishments go, my little alphabet here, I went through and I combined some of the letters and took out the excess paper. So I used quite a few, I made quite a few titles out of this cork alphabet, but it'll go back into my stash. Of all the wood veneer words that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left. I have one flare left. I have several of the acetate flowers left. And I have this many enamel dots left. That was a brand new package, and then I had a partial package. I used the partial package up, and then I have this one that has that many left on it. These wood veneer tags, there's 3, 4, 5. There's 6 left. So I used quite a few. I can't remember if there were 10 or 12 in the original package, but you know, I used them quite a bit. Of the cork doilies, I used a couple of them, maybe 3. Maybe 3. I might have had 5 to start with. I can't remember, but I did use some. I did use some of the felt flowers, but I still have quite a few left. Wood veneer flowers, I have 2 of these, and all 3 of these. So I only used 2 of the wood veneer flowers, which breaks my heart because these are beautiful flowers. But they'll go into my stash and I'll get them used at some point. I didn't show these on the videos, but on my original kit video, but I did show them on the photos. I added this twine in because the hemp cord that came with the wood veneer tags, I hated, and I threw it away. So I pulled these two twines in to get some use from those. So there we have that. Now let me move this out of the way, and I'll show you what I have left as far as stickers go. I have my chipboard sheet here, and this was brand new. I think I maybe had used one thing, maybe not at all. Maybe it was brand new. I think I had used some banner pieces. Irregardless, I used quite a few pieces from this. This alpha sticker sheet I did not use at all. These alpha stickers I did not use at all. This I used a couple of times. This I used once. Did not use these two sheets. There's two here. What I did use the most of as far as letter stickers go are both of these letter tiles. I have this chipboard sheet left. I used all but 3 of the arrows. I have this label sheet left, and I think I had used like 1 or 2 off of this. This will go back into my stash, and I'll get some more use out of it. The cork stickers that I had added in, I used quite a few from here, and this will go back into my stash. All of this will go back into my stash. These stickers, I used 1, 2, and several of the words. Here I used several of the words and one of the labels here. I used quite a few off here, and I think I only used a couple off this sheet. Maybe the heart, the bracket, floral stamp, and another sentiment stamp, and I think the rest, oh, and the border strip. And I think I had used those previously and these tags previously. That's it. That's what I have left of my January kit. Not much. Which is always nice because there's not a whole lot to put back up, and I feel like I got a ton done with this kit. I worked at it pretty hard, trying to get it used up before the end of the month so that I can work on some other projects before the end of the month. Now, layout wise, let me show you my empties. These brads I used completely up. The enamel dots, the partial pack I used completely up. The word stickers from Freckled Fawn, completely used up. One of the sets of words, wood veneer words from Michaels, I used completely up. The paper pack, empty. That's the carrier sheet for the others. And I have these 2 brads left on here, but I knew that I wasn't going to use those. And so those will go into my Christmas stash. I left them on here only because I know that I have my Christmas stash out this month, so they'll go into that. These are how many alpha stickers I used up. So there's 6, 12, 18, and there are probably 3 on that. So 24 letters at least. And then this sticker sheet I only had, 2 more, 20 probably. Oh, that's from that other one. And you can see I only had 1 sticker on there, and I used it in my planner. As far as, oh no, I'm already losing bits and pieces off of, I didn't glue it down. I didn't use liquid glue to glue it down. These chipboards just did not stick well. Let me turn those over. So this is my first layout, and it's I used a stuck sketch from January 7th, and it's just So Very Blessed Together is the title of it, and it's my husband and I. And this one I used quite a few bits out of my bash kit that I had put together for the Facebook group. The name just left me. Oh, good heavens to Murgatroyd. Some days I can't remember my own name. Anyway, pulled out 15 items from my stash to use, and this silver border strip was in there. This felty was in there. And it seems like there was something else on this layout. Oh, this photo frame that's back behind here, this gray photo frame, was also from there. And that is just where I created. I did add this cardstock into my layout. It wasn't in the original kit, and there I stamped. Used half of a cork piece here and 2 more cork pieces there. Lots of washi tape layering in that long sheet of burlap, or piece of burlap there. Okay, there's number 1. This one, I used a stuck sketch from December 27th. And it says Just Breathe and Live is the title. And I went through, I don't see anything out of my basket on this, but here's a wood veneer tag that I added in here with a little piece of the burlap there. And I used both the twines here, used some of the arrow brads here, used a couple of doilies. There's a bracket sticker. This tag here came out of my leftover bowl that I keep on my desk. Now, it looks pretty cleaned up right now. This is what my leftover bowl is. It's actually 3 bowls, I guess. But I keep it right here on my desk to have available all the time. I have most of it poured out on this tray so that I can rifle through it. And I have rifled and rifled and gone through this multiple times when creating these layouts. So anyway, there's that. Lots of stickers, acetate flowers, and I did use the the spray mist here, and layered up quite a bit of the 6x6 papers behind this photo. Next is this one, and it was from I don't think I'm doing these in order because I don't think that's the next one that I scrapbooked. Oh well, it doesn't really matter. This is from Sketches in Time, and it's sketch number 256, and the title is called You and Me. I used chipboard pieces on here. I used more chipboard pieces here and here. This was actually a boy silhouette, like this girl's silhouette. I didn't have a boy on the photo, so I used the owl on top of that, so that became a layering piece. I did add a piece of copper foiled washi tape here, only because it matched the copper foiling in the paper behind the photos. Clustered up a bunch of the flowers. I have the acetate flowers, I have the felt flowers, and just added some enamel dots and such in there. Added a cork title down, or a cork word down here. Used some brads on this layout. And then because I had 2 sheets of this paper in my stash, that one I used face up, the other one I used face down to just be the background with the craft background. And so this is a layout that utilized a sketch from Sketches in Time, and it's sketch number 257. And here I use quite a few bits from my leftovers bowl. The tickets that are behind the title here, the wood veneer title, this piece here that says 365 Extraordinary Days, this fleur-de-lis sticker that's here, all of that came from my stash, or my leftovers bowl. Use scraps to layer in behind here, and to also do my journaling on. Used one of the wood veneers on there, the wood veneer flowers. Gosh, it's pretty. Next up, this one, this is this one is called XOXO, and then I have Romance and I Love You on there, You and Me Together, Live Each Moment, True Friends. The True Friends here, the butterflies here, those came from my leftovers bowl, and then these flowers here came from my my bash kit. There's a bag of of buttons in there, and so I wanted to utilize those. I just stacked them up, the large white flower button with the smaller brown button, flower button on top of it. I took some twine and just tied it off. Used some burlap behind here, as well as some additional papers and things behind here. And this started out as a sketch from Sketches in Time, and it was number 258. That was, and I did not bother cutting out any of the centers to these papers, only because I feel like I have tons and tons of paper, and it's okay not to cut the centers out of them all the time. This one is Dream a Little Dream, and it's a couple of photos that my son actually took. He came in while we were all napping. I had sat down with his daughter and had fallen asleep in the chair. When she fell asleep, I had rocked us both to sleep, and then my husband sat over in his chair and twisted sideways and went to sleep. So we were both napping when my son came in, and he snapped a picture of us. And so I used that Puppy Dog and Love washi tape down here, a border strip, chipboard pieces. There's another of those wood veneer tags, and I actually cut that off, so that's only half of a tag. I used the other half on another layout. Added a wood veneer flower here, another, that cork piece there, the cork doily there, I cut off, so there's only a portion of it there. The other part I used on a different layout. Added a phrase sticker here. Yeah, and just brought that red pop up here. She's got on this bright red. There's bright red in the door, and then I brought that pop of red up there. This started out as a sketch from Stuck Sketches, and I was inspired by Kelly Barron, and this was on the 15th of January that this sketch came out. And like I said, I was inspired by Kelly Barron to create this layout. There was something that she did on her layout that I mimicked, and I think it was part of this cluster down here. Anyway, that's this layout. And just by the way, this piece of paper, I had cut a piece off of it, and so it wasn't quite long enough to create a layout with, so I cut this diagonal piece down here. I cut it to fit along the bottom, so you can see I had to tape it together in the back. This layout was probably the quickest one that I did. It was pretty simple, but I love how it turned out. This is just, I started with a page map sketch from September of 2016, and I went through and I had a scrap of paper here, another scrap I cut here. This is where I cut that green paper with the paisley print on it. That's from my scrap bin there. Otherwise, everything else is from my kit. And it says Best Family Moments. And I added some word stickers here, a chipboard piece here. There's that portion of that cork doily here that's left over. I just glued it down and added a sticker to it. Added a wood veneer, oh yeah, and then stuck down these star cork pieces to kind of tie it all together, and added in my last brad here. And I just love how that one turned out. That one, was that my last one? No, there's one more. Okay. There is this one. This one is from Creative Scrappers. Number 301 is the sketch that I started with. And yeah, I just popped up my photos with some fun foam, then added some word sentiments all down this side, put my title here. It says Believe in Yourself Every Moment of Every Day. Had a little frame here, added some stickers in there, added some chipboard pieces, put the date down here. Went into a scrap bowl that I have sitting here on my desk that is actually, I had some leftover glitter paper, and I cut out all of these hearts, and I cut out stars and circles with them as well. I just pulled the hearts out and scattered them here and then all the way up in here. Here's where I use the other half to that wood veneer tag, all I did was, instead of putting a, the others all had the eyelets here to thread the twine, I just stapled the twine on, put this flare here, and then tied the twine into a bow. And that's it. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 layouts that I created with this kit. I have enough scraps that I probably could have gotten at least another one out, but I'm done. I'm done with this kit. I'm ready to put it away. I'm ready to move on and work with something else. So anyway, thanks for sticking around. Thanks for watching my video. I hope I inspired you to create something with your own stash and put together your own kit so that we can all share in what you have. Because if you pull something out of your stash that's old that I have in my stash, it's very likely that you will inspire me to pull it out of my stash and get it used up as well. So anyway, leave me a link if you make videos for yourself of homemade kits. And I'll see you when I see you, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks everyone. Have a great day.